seems to be running. All right, guys, please tell me if you can see me live on screen because I can't see myself. I'm looking at the comments section. Will someone tell me if I'm streaming right now? Yay! I'm so happy because on my screen it's all frozen, but as long as you guys can see me, that's what really matters. Oh, Leads of Fallen. Hello. You are certainly a regular on all my videos. Thank you for joining us today. And you can see Mr. Pirate too, I assume. His butt's in this region right here. All right, you're right. Let's start. There's a couple things I'd love to talk to you guys about today. As long as the stream is running, it will be published later, and then I can look at all of my technical mistakes and misframings. But again, thank you very much for joining me. And Mr. Pirate and Claudia was over there somewhere a second ago. So I wanted to do this for a couple reasons. One of them is to give you guys a little update over what's happening with my channel. One of them is just that probably my favorite part of being on YouTube is interacting with my fans and cat lovers around the world. And I just think that it's really neat to try to doing this live in real time once in a while rather than through the comment section of pre-published videos. I'm very happy that you guys are holding cats by the elbow. It is very, very pleasant. Now, Mr. Pirate is lying down on my notes, so excuse me for a moment. There, stay. All right, so what's been going on with the channel? I've been a little bit sick in January, so fallen a little behind on my videos. I was also only going to clinics like maybe 2 days a week, so just stupid sinus infection, nothing serious, but it did put me a little bit behind on making the vids I wanted to do. And of course, cats will sit wherever they want to, which is not where I want them to, but hey, that's life. It's okay. So yeah, a little behind my videos, but I do have some really exciting plans. I started making videos just hoping to give people kind of tips on how to take care of their pets, and it's, the response has been so wonderful. I've sort of branched onto some other things. Certainly, I think pirate appreciation can be a genre all unto itself. And while I don't think it replaces the usefulness of veterinary tips and healthcare tips, which is what I really want to do with this channel, I think it's probably not so bad to publish a video just admiring cats hanging out once in a while. So that is something we can all look forward to. I've been recording Mr. Pirate sleeping in a sunny spot for the last couple days. We've had really nice weather here in Vancouver. And so I'm really hoping to share that with you guys sometime soon as well. And it is, Vancouver, for those of you from the United States, Vancouver is like a gray, rainier version of Seattle in the winter. But today it's actually snowing, which is beautiful. But our city just shuts down when it snows. They're getting better at handling it in recent years, but as beautiful as it is, I'm very, very happy that I don't need to go to the clinic today. And this is really just a perfect day to hole up at home and make YouTube videos rather than go outside for any reason whatsoever, except maybe a walk down to the ocean later. Right, Mr. P? Mr. Pirate, who often goes for walks with me during the summer, I don't take him out in the winter. He's too much of an Australian citizen. Oh my God, pirates attacking the screen. Well, yes, thank you, sir. Hi, everyone. It's a little distracting for me to read all the comments, so if I miss a comment from you, please forgive me. I will look at them all after I'm done the feed. But I do want to try to stay on task right now, and I have to just keep shifting Pirate off of my notes. I'm so nervous about doing this stream, I actually made notes for myself. This is probably a once-in-a-lifetime thing, because I usually like to do things by the seat of my pants. So yes, so among my videos, I am going to do a travel video. As many of you guys know, I went to Borneo a few months ago with my girlfriend, Sim, who's actually a very talented video editor. And while we've been a little bit behind on our video editing plans, uh, they're almost done. So I'm hoping to post a little trailer next week, and then the week after that, put up the first of several episodes, so documenting our travels in Borneo. Uh, and I'm hoping to do it as a live event so that we can kind of do a similar format to this, where we can have a little bit of audience interactions, and I can respond to your guys' questions. I think that'd be really, really fun. Well, thank you. She's really looking forward to being featured on the channel as well. And she's also a little bit nervous about it, but I think that's normal. So yes, Leads of Fallen, thank you very much for staying on top of me these past couple months. And I really do, and yes, I did go to cat cafes. I think we have actually a couple episodes of us hanging out in cat cafes, which I haven't been to the many cat cafes in my life, but I certainly really like the ones in Malaysia. They're fantastic. So Sim hasn't done any of my videos to date, but she's helping me with the travel video because we shot that together. And I see lots of you are asking questions, which is great because the other type of video I'd love to do, maybe a live video or maybe a pre-recorded, but with a premiere where I actually can answer your questions in real time as we watch the video, is a Q&A session, which the patrons who support me at Patreon already know about, that I've been planning this for a few months. I get so many questions on my videos, and I just don't have time or energy, like I just cannot answer all of them, and some of them just are more complicated than you can really answer in the comment section of a YouTube video, but they're all excellent questions, and I love answering them. So what I'm probably going to do is I'll try to record a video. I'll cherry pick a couple of the more interesting or more recurring ones from the comments section of my videos, and then we'll do a whole video where I'll answer your questions, and then maybe we'll have a little bit of interaction in the text, in the chat sections to clarify things. But I think that'd be really fun. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it, just because obviously I have a lot of this is like my fourth job. I think YouTubing is probably my fourth job, if anybody was really counting. But I'm definitely going to do it because, like I said at the beginning of the video, interacting with you guys, answering people's questions is really my favorite part of being on YouTube. To be fair, it's actually, I think, one of the better parts of being a veterinarian in general is just, everything's being a vet's all about playing with animals, but really a veterinarian's job is about 90% dealing with humans and maybe 10% animal stuff. And to be honest, just talking to clients, bonding with people, helping them learn how to take care of their beloved pets is just probably one of the most rewarding parts of my profession. So it's just kind of cool to be able to do this in a slightly different format than the consult room where I can only talk to one person at a time. Apart in front of the camera. I mean, I wish I had a mobile camera operator. Let me see if I can do this. I'm just going to slide him over and maybe he won't notice that he's being moved. Really slowly. Thomas Kavanaugh, thank you. I kind of doubt it, but thank you. All right, well, Pyre just wants to sit in the corner of the desk, and as we all know, it's really difficult to make a cat do anything other than exactly what they want. Apparently that corner is just where it's at. I don't know, you might be able to see a corner of his butt. Dobry dzień, Ukraińcy. Sorry, my Ukrainian is terrible. I used to be able to speak it fluently when I was like 8 years old, but haven't had much practice. So yes, and so that's what I wanted to do about video plans. Q&A videos. I'm really looking forward to sharing my travel vids with you guys. Mr. Pirate's looking for an exit here. Come here, sweetheart. Let's put you down. And then yeah, some Q&A vids. And also, pro tip, when shooting a live stream on a YouTube video, turn your phone off. That's a really good idea, apparently. So, next, I want to talk to you guys about my YouTube silver button. I just got one. Yes. So excited. So I didn't even know that silver buttons were a thing, but they are. And another one of my fans actually told me about this. A fellow named Linux user, I think it's Linux, mentioned silver buttons, and apparently it's something you get when your channel reaches 100,000 views. And also, uh, apparently not every channel gets it. You do have to be a good YouTube citizen. But I think my channel's probably not violating any content violations. Luckily, like many YouTube users, I don't rely on other people's content. And anyways, so not everybody gets it, but I'm sure it's not that much of an honor. But it is pretty cool. So let me grab it and show it for you guys. All right. So it comes with this nice card. It was packaged and inspected by Rick. Thank you, Rick. And ready for this? Ta-da! Here is my YouTube Silver button. I am really, really proud of this. Look at that. So silver. It's kind of funny. The text is refractive only from a certain angle. You can see it. It says, "To helpful Vancouver vet." And yeah, for passing 100,000 subscribers. So thank you guys. This is all you. This is because you guys like watching my videos. I super, super appreciative of this. I'll probably have the only vet clinic in Vancouver with YouTube Silver button in the reception area. We're going to hang it up somewhere, angle it so people can actually see it. Whoa, that's really bright. I'm actually seeing little sun bunnies dancing on my wall. So yes, YouTube Silver button. Thank you so much, viewers. I'm very proud of this accomplishment. Let's go for gold. I think you get that when you have 1 million subscribers. Is that right? Probably right. I can have cats sit on this, but I think it's probably better to display it. Thank you very much. Silver button. Yay. And yeah, I know my chair is disgusting, but it's really, really comfortable. And quite frankly, I'm not fancy. I'm not fancy. Oh, guys, Mr. Pirate wandered off. I'm sorry. He might come back. We'll see how long this stream goes for. Cats, right? Claudia might visit. Claudia usually visits when you least want her to visit. So maybe just stop asking for her and you'll have a cat butt in your face. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you for the congratulations. And thank you, Linux user, for telling me that this is a thing. So what else? So I'm going to try to do updates once a week. Maybe if we have a bunch of videos back up, we'll do twice a week. But once a week to once every other week is probably about as often as I can produce good quality videos. Mostly because not just the shooting the video takes time, but the video editing takes a little while. And I do have some people who help me with that on occasion. I'm also trying to do some myself. But frankly, it just takes a heck of a lot of time that I don't often have. Oh, Brad Gould asked me, do I have a favorite cat breed? No, I love all cats. Cats are amazing. I try not to be speciest with any kind of animal. Plus, cat. It's funny. So funny story. Cat breeds, unlike dog breeds, are much less morphologically diverse. Dogs are quite different. Different breeds have been bred very specifically. Cats, as a cat breeder once told me when I was a vet student, that pretty much you can go from any cat breed to any other cat breed in about 3 generations, which is a very short amount of time, because cats are really pleomorphic. Like if you look at a litter of kittens, you can have kittens that look like completely different breeds, short-haired, long-haired. So actually they're all much more homogenous than they appear. There's some general kind of body types. There's like an Oriental cat, which is like an elegant little long-legged like a Siamese, or Pirate's pretty much like a short-haired Oriental, where he's got those long legs and a little cute little face. You get like the European breeds, which have little round faces and kind of stockier bodies. You have the Persian type cats, which are like long-haired with a short snouts, and some Northern European varieties, but they're all pretty close together. So aside from the fact that there's really not that much difference between cat breeds, the exception being like really weird ones like Scottish Folds or Ragdolls, who are just basically perpetuated genetic defects that we like they're all kind of the same on the inside. And like I said, as a vet, I don't think I should be speciest. I treat animals just about anything else. I treat animals of almost every type quite happily. Ah, I'm glad you asked where you can get that shirt. So, thank you for noticing. I do have some merch. I probably do a terrible job of promoting it on my channel, but there's links in the videos. We got some t-shirts and mugs and stickers. I love drinking from my Squish That Cat mug at work. It's really adorable. So this is actually designed by one of my fans, a fellow who lives near Philadelphia. He designed this after watching my Squish That Cat video, and one of my friends saw his website, put us in touch, and then we put on some t-shirts. So we have a Redbubble store where you can buy a couple different designs. And you know, it's really wonderful when people do that. It's kind of cool. I have all these ideas for a couple of designs. I have a couple friends who've drawn little cat relate themed things that I would love to put on shirts. But again, it's one of those things where it takes a little bit of time to put, you know, to get a design onto a t-shirt. And again, to be quite honest, I'm just too damn busy to do all this stuff efficiently. But it's all things I want to do. But yeah, if I have a choice, we all have to prioritize how we spend our time. And I really like spending time in front of the camera, more so than behind the camera. So some of the more technical things like editing videos and putting merch up tend to get pushed back in my life. Yeah, they are. I think they are magnetic little stickers. I don't think there's any bumper stickers. Cats are very okay with being kissed. Sorry, guys, I'm just reading comments up here, so if this seems a bit random, please forgive me. All right, Leads the Fallen is dashing ahead into a Q&A session, asking me if I ever made enough money from YouTube, would I ever quit being a vet? That is a very, very complicated question. I mean, you can't really quit being a vet. I think of it more as a personal identity than a job these days. Certainly, I mean, I don't think I'd ever quit clinical work. I mean, clinical work is really tough. Being a veterinarian is a very, very demanding profession. It is a tough gig. It's a rough way to make a living. So I think it's really cool to have the option to do something else once in a while. Having said that, it's also more of a calling than a job. So, and I mean, they're just certain. I love clinical work, and if I didn't have to pay my bills or loans, I would still do vet work, but I'd probably work less hours than I do now, and I'd probably be a little bit more selective about my clients. Let's put it that way. Apparently, there's a lot of questions. This is coming up again. I really want to know my ethnic background. So, I'm Russian and Jewish, mostly Jewish. I was born in Ukraine, just to make things more complicated. And I also thought I'd turn my phone off. There we go. Now it's done. Can you ship to Slovakia? Yeah, the merch shits anywhere you want. Lady Warrior, I'm actually going to make a video about CBD oil for pets probably in a day or two. The short answer is there's no point in it. It's probably useless. Also probably harmless. But I'll do a more thorough discussion of this, and I'll publish in the next couple of weeks. I think this is a topic that does deserve 5 or 10 minutes of our time, because especially in Canada with legalization of marijuana, it has become a very hot topic, and certainly there's a lot of people selling CBD oils and all these other products, and I have a lot of clients asking about it, particularly for the more serious cases. So I think it's something really worth addressing, and I will address it in a video properly when we have more time. And Hugo Cordova, cat pills, how do you get them to eat it? Look at the video, mate. I made it already. You're welcome, Lady Warrior. Cat, that is a question that only a cat can answer. Will they be joining me? Claudia's just sitting right there. I can fetch her for you guys. Do you want me to grab Claudia? Is that a yes? Yes? Okay. Clearly people are in favor of harassing Claudia. I'll go collect her. Don't look at the disgusting chair. Claudia. There she is. A little scamp. Hi, where are you going? You got places to be? People to see? Sweetheart. Oh. No, no cat assing the camera. The internet does not need to see your bottom. They want to see your beautiful face. This little elevator butt is not the most photogenic thing ever. Oh, come on. Give me a break on the chair, guys. Favorite cat memes. And I don't have time to look at internet memes. Too busy making cat videos. Or should I say, squish that cat? Squish. All right. So, so merch. Yes, we got t-shirts, we got stickers, we got mugs, we got all sorts of stuff you probably don't need, but should have, or at least get for your friends. I got my niece and nephew. I got them little backpacks and iPad cases that they're apparently very much enjoying. And yeah, just please support the merch. And if you buy enough t-shirts, I'll get a pretty chair. The other thing I kind of wanted to talk about real quickly is my Patreon. I wanted to thank all my patrons for their support. And just to say that it's just a really cool tool which allows you guys to fund and support creators. And, while I'm not doing this for money, it is taking a lot of time. And basically, the more time I put into this, like with anything else in life, the better the outcome. And there's always a balance between those competing concerns in one's life. So, if I often take a day off clinics to record my videos, or I even shut the clinic down. Sometimes just to have some space and time to work on these things. So, and there's all sorts of equipment one you could use. So I feel like, the Patreon's really helping me get into improve and maintain the quality of my productions, as well as maintain motivation, frankly, because it's a lot of work. And just, I think, make life a little better for me. And, I'm a big fan. I think I'm a big fan of, I really believe in creative individuals, entertainers, artists being compensated for their work. There's very few things that annoy me more than people who do, than small-time bands that do charity concerts or fundraisers when they themselves can't pay their rent. I think everybody deserves to be paid for their work. And that even includes veterinarians, believe it or not. I want to just give a big shout out to my Patreon. It's also a nice little community. It's some cool people. We do like surveys that help me guide, the channel and kind of decide what people want to see. For example, somebody just posted up there that they want to see videos about guinea pigs and rabbits. Well, great. Actually, like 30% of my practice is reptiles and guinea pigs and rabbits, small mammals. And I'd love to make more videos about that. So join Patreon, and when next time I put up a poll about which species I want to feature in my videos, you can vote on it. Because mostly, part of the reasons why I'm doing so much, hobo artists. Part of the reason that, I lost my train of thought. It got derailed in the snow. I'm sorry. It's absolutely beautiful out there. So, the other thing I wanted to say is there's a couple of reasons why I made my channel, and one of them is to provide high quality information for people who may not necessarily Leads have fallen. I did not know about the storefront option for my channel. I had no idea. I'll look into it. So one of the reasons I like making videos is because I think it provides high quality information for people who may not necessarily have access to high quality vet care, or any vet care from that matter. I mean, we have a lot of viewers here from countries where there's just not that many vets. We get viewers from places where veterinary profession means something very different from what it means in the West. In many places in Asia and in Africa, in parts of Eastern Europe, veterinarians are really focused on large animal production, on food safety, on basically production medicine. Whereas in North America, vets well, let's face it. I mean, we learn about that stuff, but really, most vets in North America, probably about 80 to 90%, work in small animal practice. So we focus more on individual pets as patients. So very different. Still call us vets, but very different training, very different, I guess, vibe to what we do and how we work. So we so I think it's really cool that the Patreon is essentially, it's a way to support me in reaching out to people who don't have access to vet care. And there's plenty of people in rich Western countries who have a challenge of accessing vets, whether because they live in remote communities, whether for financial limitations. Really, I mean, there's any number of reasons. And again, if I can reach out to these folks and help them understand why their cat has diabetes, or how to make their cat's life a little bit easier when they're trimming nails, I think that's a really awesome thing to do. And I feel like my patrons are really supporting me in that endeavor and really helping me do that outreach, and really just help those fellow pet lovers who may not be able to get good vet care themselves. I know I'm probably missing a lot of really good stuff in the comments section. I'll go back and look at this after the stream's done, and maybe use some of these questions for my Q&A session whenever that happens. So also, if there's any vets or vet students watching this live stream or any of my videos, I just want you to know that my series of helpful tips for pet owners, I try to be very professional about presenting them. And one of the reasons for that is because I'm hoping to use them as a consult side tool. I would really love it if other doctors use these in consults the way I do, because nowadays when I need to change, when I need to change um, when I need to do things like, if I need to tell a client how to medicate their cat, or when I need to change a cat's food and people need a little bit of help with that, I can just say, hey, look at this video I made. And it saves me a lot of time and saves my voice, and people can refer to it at home. So it's a consult room tool that I hope you guys all use. Feel free to use it. I've been in talks with the Veterinary Information Network, which is kind of a global community of veterinarians. They run a website called veterinarypartner.com, which actually, all of you pet owners out there, please write this down, veterinarypartner.com. It is a really, really good resource for pet owners. It is, there's a lot of misinformation on the internet. Veterinarypartner.com is run by an international community of vets, so the information on there is vetted. Haha. It's reliable, it's accurate, it's useful, and really, if you need to know something about critters, that's where you go to it. So I've had talks with them about maybe posting some of my videos there as client tools, because again, they're meant to be a resource, whether it's for people at home to take better care of their pets, or for veterinarians in the consult room to help educate people, and also to work a little bit more efficiently. So again, if there's any veterinary professionals out there working, please feel free to use my videos. In fact, I encourage you to. I would love to see my videos helping people take care of pets better. That's probably all there is to say about that. Yeah, there is a video on cleaning cats' teeth. Oh, thank you. There's a lot of people saying hello from India, hello from Kenya, hello from Vietnam, hello Indonesia. That's really cool. I love the fact that you guys are out there watching the videos in the wide, wide world, probably somewhere sunny while there's snow falling on the trees outside my window. It's really, really nice. And from Sweden, which is also an awesome country. England. Maybe I'll just sit here for the next 40 minutes reading out all the countries people are from. Guadeloupe, America, Sweden, Finland, Netherlands. Oh, I love Netherlands. I was just there last Christmas. Germany, Thailand, Australia, Poland. Oh my god. All right, the comment stream just went nuts. I can't actually keep up with it. Hello, all of you guys. You're all awesome. And it's fantastic that... Oh, Hill from Surrey. It's a suburb of Vancouver. And Russia, of course. Peru. Denmark. Lovely, lovely place. Love Denmark. China. Ural. Well, my father spent a lot of time traveling in the Ural Mountains. He was a very avid tourist, so I know a lot about the Ural. Mars. Hey, we got a viewer from Mars. That's kind of awesome. I imagine the feed's a bit delayed there, but thank you for joining us. Serbia. Huh. And Prince George. Yes, nice. Bosnia and Herzegovina. This is awesome. All right, so guys, there's somebody asking about anatomy class in vet school. That's an interesting question. Let me read this. Okay, I'll tell you guys about anatomy class in vet school. Just so you guys know, while I have an audience on the internet, I also have an audience with two cats sitting over there staring at me. Maybe next time I do this, I'll have a reverse camera so you can just see these guys hanging out. They're adorable. I wonder... Nah, there's no really good way of doing this right now, I don't think. They're just really cute. You'll have to take my word for it. Okay, wait. I'll show you. You guys, for you guys, I'm willing to do poor cinematography. I'm going to take a photo of these cats, and I'm going to show the photo of the cats to the camera, and it'll be all very meta. You'll get to see how adorable these guys are right now. And then I'll tell you about a class in vet school. So many questions. I'll have, like, this is great. I'll have material for about 1,000 Q&A sessions just from this one live stream. This is fantastic. So much less work for me. All right, guys, I'm going to take a photo of the cats. The cats. And I'm going to show it to you guys. So, hopefully this comes up well. This is my live audience, live studio audience. Can everyone see that? Yes, Hot Pockets, it does look like crap. It is a phone photo. Ice look, I don't know if I agree with you about a Nobel Peace Prize for cats. They're violent little beasts. They're the opposite. That should be the Nobel Anti-Peace Prize, more like it. All right, so there's my live studio audience. Thank you very much for the appreciation. Don't worry, I'll get lots of pets after this and breakfast. All right, so I think maybe this will be the last thing I do is I'll tell you a little bit about an anatomy class in vet school. So it's funny that that's interesting that that question came up because anatomy is a huge part of a veterinarian's education. The reason for that is because well, for one thing, vets are expected to do surgery, and surgery is really just applied anatomy. For another thing, vets are expected to work on a variety of species. And while there's a lot of similarities between different species, there's also a lot of differences. So a lot of what veterinarians learn is called comparative anatomy, comparative medicine, comparative physiology. And what that means is learning, there's a couple pretty common body plans. Examples are being ruminants, carnivores, omnivores, hindgut fermenters. And when you learn these common body plans, you learn which species belong to each body plan, and then you can basically extrapolate when you're working on a species you're not familiar with as to where everything is and where it should be and how whether it's working the way it's supposed to be. So anatomy is maybe 90% the same with between species, but there are very important species-specific differences. Oh, thank you, Gabriel Florian. That's lovely. Thank you very much. I miss Euros. I want to go back to Europe. I might go to Europe this spring, actually. Just I've been kind of hoping to do a little vacation in Spain in May. Maybe I'll save those €5 for that trip. So anyway, so going back to comparative anatomy. So in vet school, we spend the first 2 years we dissect. Unfortunately, there's different schools do it differently. In Sydney, where I studied, there are there's a big greyhound racing industry, so there's lots of greyhounds. And yes, there are a number of veterinary atlases. Some of them on my shelf. This is pretty much the book. This is the equivalent of Gray's Anatomy in human medicine. This is just a textbook of canine anatomy that I think most vets in the world have read, and it's just, yeah, it's an awesome book. Lots of pretty pictures that we spend hundreds of hours studying, and tears and drive us to madness and distraction. Probably splatters of formalin and bodily fluids because we use it in the lab. So we spend first 2 years, we dissect a lot of dogs, and greyhounds are great because they're really lean, so it's relatively easy to find anatomic structures on them. Unfortunately, cats cadavers are also not that uncommon, so we get to dissect some cats. In second year of vet school, we get to dissect a horse. It's a semester-long project. It's incredibly macabre, but also kind of cool. The big dissection room has railings running along their ceiling, and this entire horse, usually thoroughbreds that didn't run fast enough on the track, that are there. And usually get a team. I think we had like 10 or 12 students, and we each get a horse, and we'd spend a whole semester dissecting it and looking at different anatomical structures. So what this does is this dissection process builds it builds tissue handling skills, which can be used in surgery later on in your career. And it also teaches you anatomy, because anatomy is it's about 3D perception and memorization. It's quite a trip. And by doing that, you essentially you learn these basic body plans, and then when you're faced with something like a rabbit, for example, because as I mentioned before, I do a lot of rabbit medicine. It's a hindgut fermenter. We don't learn a lot about rabbits in vet school, but we learn a lot about horses, and horses are also hindgut fermenters. So we can extrapolate. And really, rabbit medicine, believe it or not, is essentially equine medicine without hooves. I'm not even joking. Essentially, you just treat rabbits like you do horses. They have very similar dental problems, very similar gastrointestinal issues, which is most of their problems. They just have feet instead of hooves. So that's how you get to be a vet, and that's how you get to treat a variety of species, even if you haven't necessarily trained on that particular species. And that's what anatomy class is like in vet school. Hopefully that answered your question. Yeah, Squish the Cat is a meme. I love it. Your life goal accomplished. Become meme. No, I do not play Fortnite. I'm sorry to disappoint you guys, but I'm a PUBG Mobile kind of guy. I do play a lot of PUBG Mobile, though. I have a couple of friends who are really into it, so we have a really... I spent perhaps a little bit too much. Maybe if I played less PUBG Mobile, I would have edited more videos by now, but c'est la vie. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Axel. It's true. It's true. No Fortnite at all. Have Maria Nisola asks, have I read James Herriot books? I don't know if you guys can see this. I got the whole collection on the shelf here. Yes, I have. That man has much to answer for. I think most of us have become vets in my generations, or at least in part because of his work. All right, guys. I think I'm running a little bit out of steam here. Thank you very much for joining me for my first live stream. I'm extremely pleased that this even happened. We haven't had too many technical errors, and it's all working well. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'm going to go back and watch this and read all your comments and see if there's things from them that I can use for future videos or future Q&A sessions. If I didn't get around to answering your comment, that's life. I'm not going to apologize for it, but I really appreciate them regardless. Again, thank you very much for joining me and the cats. The guys are right there thanking you as well in their own way. And thank you very much for your support. Let me show you the silver button. Thank you, thank you. And I will hopefully see you guys around. We'll be doing more of these live sessions. Again, travel vids coming up in a week or two. And I hope everybody has a wonderful day. Stay safe, stay happy, have fun with your pets, pet your cat, pet your dog, and ignore my chair as I go to turn off the camera. Bye, guys.